the left side equals the right side. Everybody agree with that? Big equal sign in the middle. What's the next thing after that then? I need to get a common denominator. So what am I going to do to the left side? So what's going to happen here? X plus 2 and x minus 3. And this is going to be x minus 3 top and bottom. All right, on the next one, x plus 2 here, and then x minus 3. But what did we add in extra? The x plus 2 is extra, okay? What am I going to change this to? 1 plus 0, x. That's the real trick in this question. Multiply it out, what do we get? Cx plus minus 3c plus dx plus 2d. Then all over x plus 2 and x minus 3. Is that all right with you guys? Okay. Now, what can we say then? Which parts equal each other? The 0x equals what? Cx and dx. And the 1 equals what? Minus 3c plus 2d. The parts with x on the left had to equal the parts with x on the right. The parts without x on the left have to equal the parts without x on the right. So what's the simultaneous equation I'm going to write down now? Evan, what am I going to write down next? Do the yellow part. Yeah. Cx plus dx equals 0x. What happens to the x's? You can cancel the x's on both sides, so you're just left with c plus d equals 0. What about the green part? What can you say there? Still Evan. Yeah. Minus 3c plus 2d equals 1. We're in business now, aren't we? What can I do with the top equation? Multiply the top equation by? Just by 3. What happens if I multiply it by 3? I'm being lazy because one of them's a minus and the other one's a plus already. So if I multiply the top equation by 3, what happens? 3c plus 3d equals 0. Now taking the 2d's in isolation, what do we do now? I can add downwards, can't I? And what happens? I get 5d equals 1d equals 1/5. Is that okay with you guys? D equals 1 over 5. All right. Next part. How do I figure out what C is then? C plus D equals 0. So what does that mean? C plus 1 over 5 equals 0. This implies that C equals minus 1/5. Is that all right? Okie dokes. So it's going to be 1 over. Put the 0x beside the 1. And x plus 1. And x plus 1. Which is ax plus 4a plus bx plus b. Again, the highlighter trick. Does everybody know what I do with the highlighter? It's just to highlight what part on the left equals what part on the right, okay? So it should be relatively easy to follow. You should probably get a fraction answer in the end, so I'm going to end up with a plus b equals 0, or ax plus bx equals 0x, but the x's don't matter. And then you should end up with 4a plus b equals 1. Alright guys, so first one take away second one. And we get 3a equals 1, and a equals 1 over 3. And if a is 1 over 3, then b is minus 1 over 3. Who beat me to it? Right, 5x plus 3 equals ax squared plus 3ax plus bx squared, take away 1. Multiply x minus 1 by x plus 3, you get x squared plus 2x minus 3, then multiply it by c, and you should get a cx squared plus 2cx and minus 3c. Now, I'm going to add in a little trick to the left. Anybody care to tell me what my trick is? Oh, sorry, it's not. It's minus bx, my fault. Bx squared and then minus bx. Good man, Dooley. All right, we good? Now, what's my little trick over here? 0 x squared. So, let's do a bit of highlighting here. So, the 0x squared gets paired off with what? The ax squared and the bx squared and the cx squared. So what can I say for my first equation? A plus b plus c equals 0. Everybody cool with that? What can I say for my next equation? Bx, 5x equals what? 3ax plus bx plus 2c. So what am I going to write next? What do I need to write down? 3a, yeah, what's next? Minus b, what's next? Plus 2c equals 5. Finally, the easy part. What can I write here? Minus 3c equals 3. And what does c equal then? C will equal minus 1. What can I do over here now? That's minus 1 and this one is minus 2. So what do the two equations become? A plus b equals 1, and then underneath that 3a minus b. What happens when you bring minus 2 over the other side? Comes a plus 2, and you get 7. Now we're very much in business. What can I do with those two simultaneous equations? What do you think you get? 4a equals 2. Now, if a equals 2, what is b? 2 plus b equals 1. So I think b is minus 1. You okay with that? Alrighty. Oh. All right. Now, next one I'm going to try out is what am I going to try? I think it's 22 is what I'm going to do next. Have it here. Yes, I'm going to do 22. Now, does anybody remember how to do long division? Everybody remember long division? Okay. So back in the day, I would have taught you something like this. If I have time, all right? So I would have taught you something like this. 12 times, let's say, for argument's sake, 356. All right. This number divided by 12. I remember the DMS drop. Okay, how would you do long division? 12 into 42? What? 3. I divide it. What's next? Multiply 3 by? That's multiplication. And then what you get then? 42 take away 36? 6. Subtract you did. Next thing? Drop. Bring down to 7. 67 divided by 12? 5. Multiply to get. Take away to get. Drop. And then after that? Then 6 times, yeah? Now, how do I know these are factors of each other? Because there's no remainder. Essentially, the pink number divides into the blue number equally. What else can I say? Pink multiplied by green equals blue. Please remember that. Pink multiplied by green equals blue. Doesn't matter what it is. That has to be true, doesn't it, for any long division? And why is it a factor again? Why is it a factor? A remainder. Now, we're going to do the same principle here, except there's one issue. What's the issue at play here? What's wrong with x squared minus 4? We're missing 0x, aren't we? Would everybody be happy with that change? Now, we're going to divide this in. And let's see what happens. A coefficient means what is C and D? What are the value of C and D? And then hence factorize the cubic polynomial fully. All right, that's going to be good fun. All right, how many times does x squared go into x cubed? X. You divide it. What's next? Multiply x by the 3 of them, and what do you get? X cubed, yeah, plus, and, okay, you multiplied. Next thing we're going to do is subtract. Subtract is the same as change in sign, so what do you do here? Minus, minus, plus. What do you get when you do cx squared take away 0x squared? Just cx squared. What's here then? dx plus 4x, which is the same as d plus 4x. Does that make sense? What happens if you multiply it back out? You get dx plus. What do we do then? Drop. Okay. Then what happens? Start again. Divide. What's cx squared divided by x squared? What? C. Okay. Then what happens when I multiply it by c? Cx squared, yeah. Just 0, isn't it? And c by 4. It says it's a factor. What does that mean? When I take it away, what has to happen? Has to be a, that has to be 0x, that has to be 0, and that has to be 0x squared. Let's examine the middle part. What does this mean? D plus 4 x take away equals, get rid of the x's, what's left over then? D plus 4 equals, and d equals minus 4. Is that okay? d equals minus 4. Right. What about the next one then? 12 minus 12 plus what? 4c equals what? What does it equal? 0. What's that mean about 4c? It's 12. Now what does that mean about c? C equals 3. Now, we found our answers, didn't we? We found out, but we didn't do this part. So what I'm saying is this. What did we say c was again? C is 3 and d is minus 4. X cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 12. Everybody see that? Now, what did we say earlier? That this part here, which is now the green part equals what? The blue part multiplied by the... Would everybody agree that the green part equals the blue part multiplied by the yellow part? Okay, first of all, what's the blue part? X squared minus 4. What's the yellow part? X plus 3. Is that fully factorized? What's x squared minus 4? X plus 2. X minus 2, and then multiply that by x plus 3. All right, you guys? Now, the good news and the bad news.